Hello and welcome to another What Sold video. This is everything that sold for me the end of June 2024. And I actually have 3 platforms of sales to share with you for this 8 days, which I think is great, and that is because I've been cross-posting with Vendoo now that I've upgraded to the paid service. And that feels nice. It feels nice that I've upgraded and got immediate results from it. But the first I have to share with you is from Depop. I was shocked. Mostly I was shocked because it was a Brooks Brothers vest. It's the black swatch plaid, and it sold on an offer, which is another big deal because if you don't know, if you're an eBay seller, on Depop, offers are non-binding, and on Poshmark. So if you're an eBay and Poshmark seller, it's just wild when you get an offer on Depop and it's non-binding. It's like, if they pay, cool. If not, it just goes away into the ether, which is wild. But I accepted a $33 offer, which is what I got as soon as I listed this item, which is just a little vest, and it sold immediately. So this was great. Like, as soon as I cross-posted it with Vendoo, it sold. I love that. I especially love the fact that I got a sale on Depop because I have not been getting sales on Depop. But then again, I also hadn't been cross-posting as much, but now I am, which is awesome. Also, lovely surprise, and a platform that I have been focusing more on this year. Again, because now I can cross-post more. I'm not having to manually do everything, which is quite a bit faster, especially since I can import all my photos and all my listings from eBay, which is what I've been doing. It is this pair of 90s rustler jeans, and I sold these on Etsy. So they sold for $15 on Etsy, and then they paid for shipping, which is awesome. I actually picked these up at the bins, so I didn't pay that much for them. I still paid, $2 for them, but definitely better than the $8 I would have spent if I had to buy these retail. So very happy with this sale. Etsy has been performing very well for me this year. And then we're going to move one more time. And now we're going to get into eBay because eBay is the main bay. Well, actually, Moxie is my main bay. So I have to show her. I have to show her off to you guys because I know if I don't, you guys miss her. The first book is Lois McMaster Bejeweled. This is part of her most well-known space saga, the Vorkassagan saga. Sorry, Moxie fur got in my mouth. Sold for my full asking price of $7.87 with free shipping. I did offer this first on Whatnot. It didn't sell on Whatnot, but it did sell on eBay. For my full asking price, this actually did have somebody write a dedication into it. So even with writing, as long as you disclose everything, it can still sell, of course, depending on what the writing is. Another book I offered up on Whatnot, but didn't sell there, but did sell on eBay. It's L. Ron Hubbard, Fortune of Fear. L. Ron Hubbard, of course, is the science fiction writer that founded Scientology. There you go. This is his Mission Earth series, which is his most well-known series. Well, I guess Scientology is his most well-known series, but sold for $9.87. And I found this at the Dav by my house. The vintage Good Housekeeping Cookbook from 1944. I picked this up at the bins. It sold for my on an offer for $16.89. So starting off all my eBay sales with books, which has definitely helped for summer slowdown. There have been times where I only sell books during the day and keeps me from having no sales days. This is a very old listing. I've had this for 2 years. I picked this up at an estate sale for $2. It was a bunch of vintage Hawaiian shirts, which is why I picked them up. They're all women's Hawaiian shirts, which is why they have a lower sell-through rate. The reason why I picked so many of them up is because the more shirts I picked up, the cheaper, the better deal I was going to get overall on all the stuff I picked up. So that's why I went ahead and picked this up. Sold for $10. I made a profit. A vintage shirt didn't end up in the landfill. And yeah, it's finally out of my house. This is Big Little Lies by Lane Moriarty. This is a brand new book. I paid $1 for this. I actually got a couple of these. I found a bunch brand new copies of these. It sold for $7.87. Happy with that. Pair of Oakley shorts. These were women's size 12. I believe I picked these up at the bins, offered them on Whatnot. They didn't sell on Whatnot, but they did sell on eBay for $8. This is a Melissa thank you. She does not like selling activewear. She says it doesn't move for her. So she lets me have all of it, which is really nice. So Melissa, thank you. This is a pair of ASOS Leggings. I did try these on. These fit great. The problem is they did not pass the squat test. So they're going to be somebody else's problem. Of course, it might be that my gluteus is very maximus. So a lot of leggings don't pass the squat test for me that might pass for other women. but this sold for $9.50. I had a great ending for June, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of high-end book sales. This is the first one that I'm going to show you in the video. This is a Bantam first hardcover book club edition of Game of Thrones. I found this at a bag sale, church bag sale. I paid $2 for this book, and it sold for $55, which is amazing. I'm so excited. If this was a true first edition Game of Thrones hardcover, it would be chrome. It would have a chrome, it would be embossed, and then it would also have the price on the inside of the dust jacket. That's like a couple of $100. So I was still super excited. I got really excited when I found this because I thought I'd found a true first edition, but instead I found the book club edition, which is still valuable, and especially for $2. I think that was a great turnaround. This is the Star Trek Enterprise, one of the more recent Enterprise series. This is the Romulan War. I offered this on Whatnot, didn't sell on Whatnot, but it did sell on eBay. So again, offer up almost all my genre fiction on Whatnot first, and then if it doesn't sell on Whatnot, I do put it up on eBay, and it sells. So either way, it's selling, and I love books. Sold for $7.87. I will pick up linen because linen sells for me. Even Christian Serrano, which I think is sold at like Kohl's or department stores. This is not his, runway line. This is just his everyday woman line. Sold for $14.30, but it was 100% linen, so it did sell for me, and I picked that up at the bins, so paid probably $1 or less for it. This I got very excited. I very rarely find Huff out in the wild, and to find one of their collaborations, one of their more desirable collaborations, was really exciting. So this was just a t-shirt, a pre-owned t-shirt, but it was Huff X SpiderMan, and I found this on a new rack that came out at the Goodwill by the Boys House, and it sold for my full asking price of $29.87, and I paid $3.17 for it because it was a t-shirt. That's the same time I bought all of that Carhartt, so this was on that same new rack with all the Carhartt. That was just a great trip. It was a great quick thrift trip where I pulled like a lot of really fast moving high dollar value stuff. Well, high dollar for me. So I was very excited. This is a complete set of short stories by D.H. Lawrence, who's considered a classic literary figure, and also 4 short novels. I picked all 4 of these books up at the same Goodwill, and I paid a total of $4 for them, and a lot of them sold for $19.87. I made roughly $10 off of this sale, and all of these beautiful vintage books didn't end up in the landfill, which makes me happy. It's very rare for me to find like a complete set at Goodwill, even rarer for me to find a complete set at the bins, but when I do, man, it feels real nice. I have talked about how I will pick up classic literature authors whenever I find them, like Jane Austen, Charlotte Bronte, Charles Dickens, Anthony Trollope, D.H. Lawrence, and then when I have enough of them, I will make lots. I like to make 3 or more lots, but sometimes when I just find 2, I will still list them that way. These were 2 really nice trade paperback books by Charles Dickens. It is David Copperfield and Dombey and Son, so 2 of his thicker novels. One was an Oxford, one was a Penguin. They don't even have to match. It'll still sell if they're in good quality and you're offering them cheap enough, and I was. I have 50 cents into these books, and they sold for $12.87. I don't know if this person is a viewer or not. If you are a viewer and you did buy this for me, please leave a comment down below so that way I can thank you properly. But thank you here now. This was one of the books I picked up also at that book sale, the same book sale I got that Game of Thrones book. This sold pretty much as soon as I listed it for my full asking price of $22.87. This is an Everyman's Library hardcover edition of the Border Trilogy, and it sold for my full asking price. I, again, have $2 into this book because it came from that big book sale. Absolutely gorgeous. I own a couple of Everyman Library books as well. They're really well made hardcovers, and they have like the nice little ribbon bookmark that's innate in the book that I also really love. I wish every book did that. Every hardcover book did that. That would be so nice. Pair of Betsy Johnson shoes. I thought these were beautiful, which is why I picked them up despite me paying full price for them at a Goodwill. So I paid $8 for these. That was a me problem. They did eventually sell for $16. So did I make a whole lot of profit off of them? No, but I thought they were beautiful. They were comping better when I got them, but I don't like listing shoes, so by the time I got around to listing them, the comps had changed. So again, that wasn't my problem, but I still made a little bit of a profit and I don't have them anymore, so yay. This is a thank you to Taylor. Taylor gifted me a big bag of clothing. Some of it I sold on Whatnot, some of it is starting to sell here on eBay. This is one of those pieces. It was a brand new with tags, BCBG Max Azria, little tank top. It was from the Y2K era. It did sell for $13, and again, it was free to me. So Taylor, if you're watching, thank you so much. This is an Athleta dress. I had originally purchased this for myself, but I did not like the way it looked on me. It was a lot more bodycon than I had originally thought. I thought it was going to be just more of a shirt dress, but the ruching made everything like, and I didn't like the way it on me. So it sold for $16.87, so I doubled my money on this dress, and yeah, I got to try it on, didn't like the way it looked, moved it on to a new home. I am willing to, you know, pay full retail price for something if it's something I think I can wear. Especially I'm willing to take that risk if I know it'll still sell, so if I don't use it, then it'll still make a little bit of profit, and then I get the opportunity to wash it and try it on, because I'm not going to try on clothes. Some of the thrift stores in my area still don't have their try-on places, putting on clothes closets, fitting rooms. Fitting rooms. They still don't have some of their fitting rooms open. I don't know why I was blanking on that phrase. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so this way it gives me opportunity to wash them, so I know I'm not going to have a reaction to it, because I am allergic to the chemicals that they spray on them to sanitize them. So I'm happy to take that chance. That was a fun little adventure we went on of me trying to figure out words and then giving you too much explanation. The stuffed cougar. This sold as soon as I listed it for my full asking price of $12.87. This is a vintage cookbook that has a really high sell-through rate, which is super surprising, especially since it's a very local to Virginia. Very happy about this. It is a Richmond cookbook, sold for $12.87. This is a free to me gift. I've talked about my partner's landlord multiple times. His name's Tommy, and he was settling a friend's estate, and there was some stuff left over, and he let me pick through the boxes of anything and maybe I would be interested in reselling. He says you could just have it. This is just leftover stuff from the estate. Really gorgeous disco belt, really interesting statement accessory brand from the 60s and 70s, and I can't believe I got this for free, and it's sold for $55. So Tommy, I know you don't watch my videos, but I'm gonna put this out in the universe. Thank you very much. This is a patch, Carl's Bad Cavern. You guys have been seeing these in a bunch of my YouTube videos because I've had these for 4 years and they didn't start selling until this year. I don't know why they're starting to sell now, but they are, and I'm grateful for it because I paid $1 per patch forever ago, 4 years ago, and I'm slowly making profit on them. And you're like, how are you making profit on them at $5.84 with free shipping? And that is because these go eBay standard envelope. Patches, postcards, trading cards, and stamps, and some coins, I think, all go eBay standard envelope. So it only cost me 63 cents to ship this patch. So I'm still making a few dollars, and I'm just glad that they're starting to sell out of my house. Another one of the big book sales for the end of June. This came from Daniel Abau's estate. Again, I've talked about them several times on my channel. He passed away in February. He lived in Williamsburg, Virginia. He was a leading expert in British maritime history, and I think almost all of the books from his estate ended up at the Goodwill bins. I was able to buy them all, or I bought as many of them as I could that I found that had value, or I thought might have value. And this was one of the sets. This is actually a review copy from the 1930s. Of course, not his review copy from the 1930s. I don't think he was alive then. Not his review copies from the 1930s, because he didn't start teaching until the 60s. But this sold for $79.87, my full asking price. I found both of these books in separate bins on opposite ends of the Goodwill. Very excited I found both of them. I held one of them in the top of my cart, hoping I'd find the second one, and I did, and I was so excited about that. But yeah, this was a great sale. I have $1 into these books. Sold them to someone in Hawaii for $80. Amazing sale. This is another thank you to Melissa. Again, another one of her donations, because she doesn't sell athletic wear very well, but I do. So Melissa, thank you. Always a blessing when you share some of this with me. This is a Nike small orange tank. Super basic piece. Will always flip in the $10, like, you know, between $7 to $15 range for me. Happy to list that. This I found at the bins, so I have probably 50 cents into this hat. It's a Napa Outdoors hat. I figured between Napa, it being a camo hat, and it would sell. And also it was in very good condition, so perfectly happy with that sale. Another thank you to Melissa. Can you tell I finally got into your stuff to start listing it from the last time you gave me stuff for the end of June? Pair of Old Navy shorts. These are linen blend, and they sold for $9.50. Again, I have good luck selling Old Navy, all sizes. It does do well for me. Again, it doesn't sell for a whole lot, but I will pick up some pre-owned Old Navy. I will pick up new attacks Old Navy when I get it for free, which is here. So Melissa, thank you. Or if I get it at the bins, because it does move for me. Another book sale. I actually found this. This was new. It's it's the Reading House. It's one of those like homeschooling, teaching your kids at home sets. I did check to make sure everything was inside. Everything was inside. It was in brand new condition. Some of the things were still sealed. Sold for $19.87. I paid 50 cents for this at the bins. This is a set of John McDonald books. These are all from the Travis McGee series, which is his most well-known, like, spy thriller series. Very pulpy writing. Sold for $15.87. I have a total of $1.50 into all of these books. Love making a quick $10. The African Queen by C.S. Forrester, another book I picked up at the bins for 25 cents. Sold for $11.87. A tie. I haven't sold a tie in a while, so this was nice. Brooks Brothers. I pick up Brooks Brothers 100% silk makers ties because they made in the USA, because they do sell for me. Sold for $12, and I paid $2 for this at a thrift store. And then the last thing I have to share with you is also another book sale. I actually picked up all 3 of these hardcovers by Toni Morrison at the bins. Found all 3 of them at the bins, which I thought was amazing. So I have $1.50 into all 3 of these books, and this lot of 3 sold for $39.87, which I think is great. There have been multiple times, 3 times in this video where I've turned $2 or less into, you know, $30 or more, which is wonderful. So I hope this video was interesting to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, after, you know, the week before I had in June to end June this strong was a relief. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye. Bye. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero comes, I can hear the drums and a horse is drawn to the kingdom come through the pale moonlight. Hearts at night to the core.